We are going to be measuring the sand content in a volumetric way. That means we are going to express the result as percent of sand. This is the device, and we have to put mud all the way up to here, and then the base fluid, in this particular case water. This is a water-based mud, all the way up to here. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed carefully. I already got the mud there. And the rest I'm going to fill with this to be more accurate. I don't really have to use the ionized water, but it's more practical for me to do it this way for the sake of accuracy than using the tap. Now all I have to do is block the top here, for example with the finger, and shake it very well. And I'm going to be passing all this diluted mud sample through a 200 mesh screen. It might tend to clog, so I might tap it a bit like this. All the sand is going to be retained by the 200 mesh. Now I do have a residue here, so I'm going to proceed to rinse it 2 or 3 times. First, let me get rid of all the moisture here. Now, I know that there's going to be some sand that was left here, so I'm going to proceed to fill the water again, shake it a bit. Make sure that all gets out. And go again. Already see the sand that gets retained here in the mesh. One more time, or maybe 2. Every individual shake, a few, maybe 45 seconds. Make sure that everything deposited here gets removed. So I need to make sure that all the sand that is here goes through into the screen. I want to do it one more time, practically coming to an end. I can see that this is very clean. And at the same time I'm doing this, I'm kind of rinsing and making sure that all the particles that are below 74 microns go through. Matter of fact, I'm done with this. I'm going to continue rinsing this. What I'm doing now is getting water to flow to make sure that all the particles which are not strictly sand go through the mesh, the 200 mesh. If I don't do this very carefully, I'm going to be seeing sand where in reality there is a lot of particles which are not sands, are probably silts, and maybe even clays. Very good. Now I'm going to reverse this screen very carefully. And send everything back to this ampule. So by putting water here, I'm going to send all the sand to sit here and collect all the sand that was on the screen, collect it here, so that I will be able to measure it with this portion of the ampule which is conic and is graduated. I can do it with a jet of water first, but then I can go ahead and do it with a tap. Practically pushing all the sand to go back to here so I can measure it. So all the sand I caught with the screen is now here, where I can read, in this particular case, 1.25% sand content. I can see that this is very brown and this is pure sand. It's not barite or lignite. Barite would give me a very white color, lignite a very black color. There are many reasons why we do not want to have a high sand content. Sand is usually abrasive, and if you are running, for example, a mud motor or some other delicate electronic instrument downhole, sand is something to avoid. In general, even if we are not running any of those tools, tool pusher might get a bit nervous because sand is going to sort of decrease the life of a lot of equipment, including the pumps, for example, tubings and things like that.